It's time for The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, presented by Hardees. We will bring you nonstop sports news from the national and local scene and everything in between. So buckle up and join in on the conversation. It's The Drive.
Don't take no style. Got a thirst for killing. Make your mind. Woo!
Welcome back to the drive here on ESPN Cleveland. Excited to be back with everybody here on a beautiful Monday. The temperature's starting to get a little bit lower.
Oh, I love it, man.
A little bit more fall-like, correct?
It is, although I saw the forecast. It's supposed to be in the 90s this weekend.
And then that summer slap right back in the face.
It happens every year. You know, we get teased. It's like the weather likes to tease us a little bit, and then all of a sudden reality sets in. It goes, folks, it's still summertime. Don't get your hopes up. Wait till the end of September, early October, when the weather really changes and for good. But man, I'm telling you guys, I'm so fired up about football, and I know that you are. Georgia and Tennessee week, man. We are going to have a fun week talking about that.
Yeah, once again, Andy here with Jim and Jacob. And speaking of Georgia-Tennessee week, College Game Day is going to be present in Knoxville, set for that SEC opener, that SEC matchup between the Bulldogs and the Volunteers. Jacob, you've got to be fired up, man.
I'm excited, man. Going to be up there. Me and my brother are heading up there on Saturday. Saturday in Knoxville. 56 is the low, 82 is the high. The only thing is, it's like one of those in-betweens. Like, do I wear shorts? Do I wear pants?
Oh, you wear shorts.
Yeah, you wear shorts.
I like to look nice, man. I like to.
Okay, wear khaki shorts.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
If you're a Gator fan, you would wear jorts, isn't that right?
Well, if you're a Gator fan, you're sitting at home crying yourself to sleep.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later.
Because your head coach wants to call plays instead of actually do his job. But we'll move on from that.
Are you talking about you talking about Sunbelt Billy?
It's old Sunbelt Billy, man. I'm telling you. I, for the life of me, I don't understand why these head coaches don't give up those responsibilities. You look at Mike Norvell, he gives it up to Gus Malzahn. Oh, wow, they're starting off the year 2-0. You look at Ryan Day.
Gives it up to Brian Hartline.
Well, he gives it up to Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly first, and then now Brian Hartline this year.
And Chip Kelly takes them, and they're able to win a national. I can do this all day with coaches that finally gave over the reins, but I just read a tweet that Billy still plans on calling the plays next week, so... I mean,
I was listening to Feinbaum on the way in here, and there's a listener that called in, and she absolutely went off. I was very impressed with her knowledge, by the way, of what was going on behind the scenes with the Gators and what boosters were kind of made to believe to allow him to keep his job. I was thoroughly impressed with her insight to the situation. And one thing that was kind of told before he went on that run where he beat Ole Miss last year, and I believe LSU as well, was that, hey, listen, You need to get an OC. You need to get an offensive coordinator for us to continue to let you keep this job. And since he retained and won some games, I guess he kind of was like, I'm back, baby. I'm gonna do what I want. So I tell you what, it's a rough time to be a Gator fan, but I would not put it past him to roll in and beat LSU. I really wouldn't.
I mean, I think they could. I think DJ Lagway looks like a really good quarterback that just hasn't had a lot of practice.
And when he's used correctly, you got to put part of needing an OC. You got to call plays correctly for that kind of talent.
Well, and see what happens in situations like this too is time management gets away from you. Like, what were they doing in those final 2 minutes? Why were we not calling time? Like, I for the life of me, I don't understand.
Well, we had Spitgate 2 happen in that game, which really and truly, let's be honest, that was a major reason why they lost that football.
Of course, that was defensive lineman Brendan Bett. Excuse me. He was ejected for spitting in what was really a crucial moment. 15-yard penalty.
Just 3 days earlier, we saw another incident.
Exactly, and so that's my point. But that penalty came on top of a pass interference penalty, so you're just giving away 30 yards there. You just gave away complete field position for them to go down and win the game, is what you did.
Absolutely.
But exactly what you were saying, Jim. We, across the country, a top headline was Dak Prescott getting spit on in that game with the Philadelphia Eagles. And literally everybody knew about it.
Everybody.
Like, my daughters were at home, and I'm sure that they saw me like on TV, on YouTube, watching clips on, and they could have told you about it. You mean to tell me a D1 talent goes out and does the same thing right after that was a national headline 3 days prior.
Yeah, it wasn't like a sports-only thing. It was on the national news, for crying out loud. It was on NBC News, CBS. I mean,
to keep pace, he should have just taken someone's shoe off and thrown it, too.
yeah, that's right. That was a gator, too. Wasn't it?
It sure was.
Honest to goodness, you want to talk about the turn of times, like that is what has sent Florida. That shoe will live
in
infamous.
infamy.
I mean, I'm telling you, that shoe, like you had a team that was really, really good, and that shoe toss is what caused the downfall. Like, in my opinion, they were Florida until that shoe toss, and now it just kind of seems like they've been another team since.
Listen, a lot of Buckeye fans are saying the same thing about the barbell. But we're not going to dive into that today. We're going to lay low.
Let me ask you this, though.
We're going to lay low on that.
So reality sets in. So Kalen DeBoer, this time last Monday, we were all about Kalen DeBoer. Oh my gosh, he's an idiot. He's got to get rid of him. And now that's taken a little bit of the heat off of him because now it's all on.
Back on Sunbelt Billy.
Yeah,
it really is.
He needs to send them flowers for sure. Like, he needs to send Billy some flowers. DeBoer does, because it really has. It's taken the pressure, because now that's all people can talk about. Really, even Auburn has kind of gotten after that Baylor win, but all eyes are on Billy Napier. And really, the thing that is, I think, the most frustrating if you're a Florida fan, Scott Strickland's trying to keep his job, and I think Scott Strickland's name is tied to Billy Napier. I do. I think if they have to fire Billy, then I think Scott Strickland is the next one out the door with him.
But Strickland hired the national championship basketball coach, so you got that there, okay?
I mean,
got that in your belt.
But let's talk about what makes money for.
That's true. Football rules.
Yeah, and I'm sure Florida fans were really happy to see it. But like every Florida fan that I've talked to, really for the past couple of years, says I'm just not interested in even watching them. And if that's the state of where your program is, then I don't care if you won a basketball national championship.
I'm not going to throw them under the bus, but I heard a Gator fan today, friend of mine, say, like, the Swamp is not the Swamp right now. It's not. The atmosphere is not the same.
Yeah. And
for a Florida fan to say that about the Swamp.
Yeah, that's one of the most iconic and most revered home field advantages in all of collegiate sports. And if they're listen, apathy is the worst thing that could ever happen to any program. It doesn't matter if it's professional, college. When fans are mad and really ticked off, then they're still connected. But when they're like, oh gosh, I don't care, you don't want apathy. Is the worst thing that could happen.
Do you know what that kind of reminds me of?
And I don't believe it. I think most fans are really upset right now.
I hate to bring it up, but Tennessee fans are in such a good place right now. But it reminds me of the Butch Jones era, where they got with Butch Jones at the end. They're like, dude, can we just do something? Can we just move on?
You get what you pay for, guys.
Yeah, you do. There's no doubt about it. And listen, you brought up Alabama. I want to talk about Alabama. When you look at the slate of games this weekend, there is potential for so many upsets. And one of them is Wisconsin coming down to Tuscaloosa to take on the number, listen, I want to say this and everyone just kind of soak it in, the number 19 Alabama Crimson Tide. 19.
Well, they were 21 this time last week, so they did move up 2 slots.
Yeah, but still.
I know.
Good gravy. That just sounds wrong, does it not?
It really does. If there's not a single digit next to Alabama, you think, what? No, that's not 19. That's 9. Okay, they're down. They're at 9. My gosh, they're down. No, they're at 19. Man, that's just it's crazy. They did look good this past weekend, but they're again. A lot of teams. There were so many mismatches.
Tennessee looked really good, too, against East Tennessee State University.
These games, and I'm sorry, they're unwatchable. The games, an SEC team versus FCS or a Big Ten team versus FCS team, they're unwatchable games.
I told Jacob the other day, I think it was Friday night, that I said week 2 of college football is by far the worst week of college football.
But, okay, y'all say that. All the games that were on, though, otherwise, we're really good.
Oh, I get that.
Like, you look at the SMU game going into overtime.
By the way, they blew that game.
Yeah. You look at Iowa State.
Iowa can't score on offense or they win that game.
You look at the Michigan Oklahoma game. Like, there were across the country. I mean, obviously, like, we're sitting here, like, sorry, Florida fans. I loved every second,
of course,
of that game. And so, like, to me, I agree. Everybody talked about how bad week 2 was. I thoroughly enjoyed Saturday. I thought Saturday was a fun, and my Bulldogs struggled. But like I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm saying it in terms of depth of quality games.
Right,
Like when you look at the matchup, you're like this week. I'm looking at the schedule right now, and like there's a couple games that make me raise an eyebrow. You know what doesn't make me raise an eyebrow? Texas, San Jose State, Clemson, Troy, in which, by the way, Clemson won that game 27-16 over Troy.
They were down 16-3 at one time, y'all.
So all I'm saying is Clemson, they're going down facing the Ramblin' Wreck this weekend down there. In the A, you better watch out.
I haven't selected that game yet.
It's a hard one. It's tough.
I went in and selected the games that where I think is going to win, but I agree. Like this is a big week for upset alert. Like as a Georgia fan, after what I've watched in the first 2 weeks, I have no idea what our offense is capable of. Zero.
Exactly.
And I know that's by design. Don't get me wrong. I know that Kirby Smart has been vanilla for 2 weeks, but how am I supposed to be confident going into Neyland Stadium when they just hung 70? I don't care who you're playing. Like they feel confident. I know. I'm not on the Georgia team. I know like they're Georgia, like they're gonna feel confident. But as a fan, I can't say that
because all you have to judge off of is the small sample size that you've seen for the past 2 Saturdays.
Yeah, and which is not a lot. They've given us run option and they've given us screen. That's it. That's all we've shown in 2 weeks and said go line up and be more physical.
And that may be by design. Okay,
I think
they
so.
don't want to show their hand. They don't want Tennessee if they see anything for Tennessee to prepare for. So coaches do that stuff.
Yeah.
They do that, and they're like, "No, we're going to be vanilla these first 2 games."
And it makes me wonder if that's what Clemson was doing against Troy, because again, Georgia Tech has been put on the map, in my opinion, in the past 2 years. Like they've gotten better each year and each year out. But like that Georgia game last year, where they went into Athens and took it into 8 overtimes.
Yeah.
Like they're no longer a team that people are not going to have circled.
I'm glad you said that, because that's another thing that I heard today was like Florida fans saying, well, apparently Billy didn't want to open up the playbook. At some point when you're losing a game, you better open up the playbook.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, okay? Are we giving, South Florida, we're not giving them any props? Maybe they're really good.
I think they're legitimate.
Maybe Florida really lost.
We're going to find out because they play Miami this week.
They play the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I think they are better than what teams thought. I mean, they put a thumping on Boise State.
that wasn't even competitive.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about the same Boise State that was in the playoffs. Yes, they don't have Genty, but like they had talented guys on that roster with experience that have played some real football, and they got absolutely drilled.
If you've paid attention to South Florida and Central Florida, the two UCF, USF, over the past 20 years, both of those schools, they've got dudes on their rosters consistently, year after year. They get that South Florida talent, the ones that don't go to Miami, that don't go to Florida State, that don't get pulled to Georgia. They
get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, there's so much talent. It's South Florida alone, not even talking about the Panhandle, is so deep in talent that goes on to the college football D1 level, D2 level, and
that's why UCF is a more attractive job than Nebraska.
Listen, I think we're just trying to irritate Jim today. I don't know.
That doesn't bother me. I'm not a Nebraska Husker fan. I mean, I think
you made a pretty good case.
I think they're relevant. I do think they're relevant.
So they will be after this year too.
I think so too.
They're going to win 10
I like
games.
Matt Rule. Matt Rule's a good coach. So I want to throw this slate of games out there, and I want you each to tell me what stands out to you the most. Okay. So this is upcoming this Saturday. Number 12, Clemson at Georgia Tech, as we've hit on a little bit. Wisconsin at number 19, Alabama. Number 18, USF at number 5, Miami. Number 11, South Carolina, taking on Vandy. Listen,
Okay.
that's one I'm kind of excited about. Florida at number 3, LSU. And number 16, Texas A&M at number 8, Notre Dame. I think there's a potential for so many upsets this weekend.
And you didn't even mention Georgia, Tennessee, did you?
I didn't. I
Okay.
did not. Because we're going to dive into those deeper.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm of all those games, I'm more looking forward to the South Florida Miami game, because if they win that game, the only game left on their schedule, I'm talking about South Florida, I think they got Memphis. Other than that, and Tulane, those are the only two teams they've got left that even have a chance to beat those guys. You literally can put them on the number 12 line,
pencil them in,
or maybe even higher than that if they go undefeated. But
so you're saying number 18 USF at number 5 Miami?
that's the one game. I hate to say this, I'm still a doubting Thomas with South Florida. Yeah, I know you beat Boise State. Yeah, I know you surprised Florida. Now the focus is on you. Let's see what you can do against Carson Beck and that really high-powered Miami offense. That's the game. I'm looking forward to that one more than any of them.
I'll be honest. If they win Miami, I think they've bought themselves a game of grace. I think they can lose to a Tulane or to a Memphis, and as long as their schedule record is able to get them in at the end, I think they're
that body of work will be by having that notable win.
If they get to the American Championship game, I think they're going to make. I think they win that game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. For me, I think one of the games I have circled is the Notre Dame Texas A&M. You know, Notre Dame went into Texas A&M last year and pulled off a big one. Mm-hmm. And like what is Notre Dame? I think you've had to wait a week.
We don't know yet,
and you're gonna like that. Those are two really hard games to start off the year with.
First half Notre Dame, second half Notre Dame of that Miami game, two completely different teams.
Yeah, it was.
And that's talk about CJ Carr's first start as a quarterback at Notre Dame. Like, can he duplicate that second half for the rest of the season? Mm-hmm. I think it's easier said than done.
I saw a clip of Vandy running the option and Dylan Pavia getting out there.
Diego
Pavia getting out there.
Don't play off the culture, man. Diego Pavia.
He pitches, and then he gets his nose straight into a linebacker's helmet, and I just love the amount of effort. Like, he's bought in. Like,
went downfield and blocked.
You can say whatever you want to say about him. You can say that he has a out there personality,
which he does,
but he backs it up. Like, he pitched that ball, and then he took off sprinting, and he rammed his face right into a defender's face mask, going out there and putting his body on the line.
Let me ask you guys right now, Rob, should he be playing this year? Do you think he is correct that he's allowed to play?
Listen, he was granted the year, so the way I look at it is, I guess they know better than I do. I mean,
but there were some players that tried the same thing that were denied. It's so the inconsistency.
Yeah, there are inconsistencies. There definitely are.
I have less problem with him being able to play than, since they said he could, the other people should be as well.
Absolutely.
If you rule that a kid can play
a fifth year,
I'm fine. I'm fine. At the end of the day, they ruled it. Yeah. It was sat down. It was talked about. A judgment came down. But now be consistent about that. All the people that follow after, you're going to have to answer that bill as well.
Because you got some players, by the way. I don't know if you have seen this. Some players from Vanderbilt are trying to sue the NCAA to make 5 years eligibility, a full eligibility for 5 years.
I saw that.
Have you seen that?
I did see that.
Not no red shirt. You got 5 years to play.
Can't we just stop messing with stuff?
I know.
I agree.
It's the NIL, guys. They want that fifth year of NIL money.
I agree that the changing things is weird, but I'll be honest. I was in college for 5 years. I took the victory lap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was in college a lot longer than that. We're not going to get into that here on this show.
Neither one of y'all doctors either, are you?
No. So I took the victory lap, and I had to take one more year to get it done. So that's one that it's been a rule. Like, there's 4 years of college, you've got 4 years of eligibility, just like 4 years of high school eligibility, like, unless you play for a private school. Neither here nor there. But to me, that one doesn't bug me as much.
I guess it bugs me a little bit. That's why I brought it up.
So Jim, you said the game that stands out to you the most was South Florida at Miami. And Jacob, what was yours?
I'm going to have to, that one stands out the most. The game that I'm most interested in is probably either y'all or Georgia Tech.
And For our listeners, y'all, he's
Notre
referring
Dame.
to Texas
Notre Dame.
A&M at Notre Dame.
Yeah, that or
Clemson, Georgia Tech.
The Georgia Tech, like I just
That's the one that stands out to me. Number 12, Clemson at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech showed us last year they're not afraid to show up against a good Georgia team. How many overtimes was that? 6?
8. I
Eight
think it was
overtimes.
8.
Yeah, something crazy. So Clemson, Dabo Swinney, they better be ready. But one that obviously stands out to all of us. Right now, Georgia Bulldogs, 3.5-point favorite up in Knoxville. We're going to talk about that game when we come back right here on The Drive, ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
Hardees is hiring. Join the Star Team. Flexible scheduling, daily pay, free meals, 20% family discount, plus paid vacation for part-time and full-time employees. Apply in-store or online at hardees.com today.
When competition is fierce, sports injuries happen, and Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Saturday sports clinics are available at our Chattanooga and Cleveland offices from August 23rd through November 8th for the treatment of non-emergency orthopedic injuries like sprains, strains, and fractures. Doors open at 9 a.m., no appointment needed to be seen by our highly trained physicians and clinical staff. Saturday sports clinic dates are subject to change. Check sportmed.com for the latest information. That's sportmed.com.
ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is powered by Duracell.
Cleveland Tire Center for over 45 years with the best name in tires: Bridgestone, Firestone, Goodyear, and Michelin. Northley Highway, Cleveland. Cleveland Tire Center, where the name says it all.
This is Alfonso Revizo, General Manager over at Crown in Cleveland, your local Jeep and Ram dealership.
Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Visit milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682.
You work hard, you take care of your family, you handle business, but when's the last time you took care of yourself? At Magnolia Dental Center of Cleveland, we get it. You don't need pampering. You need honest, high-quality dental care that fits your life. No lectures, no pressure. Just a team that respects your time and gets the job done right. So don't wait until it hurts. Call Magnolia Dental Center today. Take care of your smile like you take care of everything else. Call 423-476-3307 or visit magnoliadentalcenterofcleveland.com to schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Duracell in Cleveland is now hiring mechanical skilled technicians from $22 to $27 an hour. Excellent benefits beginning day one. Medical, dental, vision insurance, paid vacation, holiday pay, 401k, tuition reimbursement, and more. Apply now at Duracell.com. That's Duracell.com.
And we're going to get into the Tennessee-Georgia game, but we do have a couple clips we want to play from Tennessee's huge win over East Tennessee, I should say. The first one is a touchdown pass to Chris Brazel. This is from in the first quarter of the win over ETSU.
Blitz being shown. Aguilar drops, looks, fires, man wide open. Brazel, right corner of the end zone. Touchdown! Big Orange! Aguilar to Brazel. And 1 minute, 52 seconds into this game, Tennessee has tallied.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, if you can't get fired up, and listen, none of us are big Orange fans. Like, you know, we bleed orange. But man, if you can't get excited to listen to Mike Keith do a play like that, you can't. You're not alive.
Listening to him in Week 1 in that Syracuse matchup, I was actually doing a remote broadcast up at Don Ledford, so I had him on. I was listening, and he's got a voice, he's got a call that just gives you chills. And so Tennessee fans are very blessed to have such a quality play-by-play guy in Mike Keith. But one thing that I take away from that, going back to the play itself. As I continue to watch the game against ETSU last week, Joey Aguilar is extremely impressive to me because he's checking through his progressions well.
He is.
He has zero issues finding wide open receivers. If he's got an open guy over here, he bells on his progression and finds the open guy. Being able to be that comfortable and do that with such a short tenure in that offense is kind of mind-blowing to me. I'm just going to be honest. And a couple of things he's really good at is finding soft coverage. He'll deliver the ball quickly. When you put all those things together and he delivers a strike, he's got a strong arm.
Yep.
All these things were unknown for Tennessee fans, for college football fans in general outside of App State. Even UCLA didn't know what they were going to get out of him.
We don't know really how good he is. We'll know after this Saturday for sure.
Yes.
No doubt. And this is the second clip, and this is what I love about Mike Keith. When he does a defensive a sack like this, it's pretty neat. This is Josiah Josephs with a sack.
Third down, long 3, short 4. Browder, the tight end, motions right. Carter's got him. That's Boo. Criswell looking. Sack! Taken down at the 1-yard line by Joshua Josephs.
I'm telling you.
And he nearly had a safety on that play, too. It was close.
He does the sack. I mean, I love when he does. To me, he's better when calling a defensive big play than an offensive big play. And I love that. Because, man, nothing gets the crowd fired up more than a big hit or a big tackle or a sack. Those are awesome, man.
Yeah, there's not a lot to really take away from these games. We're kind of bashing week 2 across the country with the opponents of some of these teams. And then ranked 17, Tennessee came away with a 72-17 win over ETSU. But the takeaways that I got from that game were Joey Aguilar looks like he's been in the system a couple years, not a couple games. And I don't care who the opponent is. Watching him go through his progression, watching the way he conducts the offense, I don't care who's standing back there covering. He's so quick and on top of it. He knows this offense. The other takeaway, Boo Carter, absolutely electric in the return game. We saw it last year in a similar game against UTC. We saw it this year against ETSU. I expect that role to increase significantly for Tennessee this week as they're taking on Georgia because they're not going to hold anything back in this game.
This game really is – it's difficult for me to have a feel for it because, like we were talking earlier, Georgia just really hasn't shown anything. They've been extremely conservative, extremely vanilla. And I think it's by design. I think they're doing it because they don't want Tennessee to have any type of thing they're doing offensively.
I think you're right.
There is a psyche up in Knoxville about Georgia. Georgia has owned this series for the last 25 years or so. And it's become something of a real issue with a lot of fans, especially friends of mine that are Tennessee fans. They are so tired of getting beat by Georgia every stinking year. And I don't know if Tennessee will pull it off this year or not, but, I mean, you still got a really good Georgia team coming up there to Knoxville. But you are at home. If you're going to beat Georgia at home this year might be your best shot in the near future.
And I want to emphasize specifically when you look over the past 20 years of this rivalry, this matchup, there's a different era for me, and Jacob can elaborate on it a whole lot more, and it's the Kirby Smart era. Kirby Smart, if you ask me, he is at the top tier, the blue chip 5-star level of coaching in college football right now. He is the standard. That's what I look at as a Notre Dame fan who loves Marcus Freeman. I look at Kirby Smart as the guy that's carrying the torch for college football right now. No slight on Ryan Day, no slight on Dabo Swinney. I know he's got him a couple national titles, but I just view because it's consistency. And we're going to dive into Georgia here in just a second. A couple more things from that Tennessee game. Merklinger looked pretty solid, got some significant playing time in the second half. That's a positive that I took away. And, of course, the Vols now entering week 2 ranked number 15 in both the coaches and AP poll. So number 15, Vols moving on up. And listen, here's your chance to win our Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union Tennessee ticket Tuesday. Be ready to attack this if you want to go get some tickets to the Tennessee-Georgia game. All you've got to do for your chance to win 2 tickets to this year's Tennessee-Georgia game this Saturday is text into the Volunteer Ridipest text line 423-749-1013. Once again, that's 423-749-1013 for your chance to win not only 2 tickets to the Tennessee-Georgia game this Saturday, but you also get 2 free Hardees combos and a Tennessee T-shirt to go along with it. That's pretty awesome.
And we're going to go ahead and do Inside the SEC, sponsored by Southern Heritage Bank right now. For the first time in the history of the Associated Press poll, by the way, the Associated Press poll has been released 1,253 times. We have a conference that has 11 schools represented, and that is the Southeastern Conference this week in the AP poll. You've got number 3, LSU. You've got number 6, Georgia. Number 7, Texas. You have South Carolina sitting there at number 11. Oklahoma is up to number 13. Tennessee is up to number 15. Texas A&M is at 16. Ole Miss is at 17. Alabama is at 19. And then you got 2 newcomers, Auburn at 24, Missouri at number 25. And, of course, Florida dropped out. Just think if Florida hadn't dropped out. Well, I guess Missouri probably wouldn't have made it in. But still, you've got 11 different schools in the Associated Press AP Top 25. First time in collegiate football history. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's wild. And listen, I've heard some Big Ten fans, though, today say, hey, top heavy.
Everyone's going to have their complaints.
I just love the conversation.
This all works out in the end. You know, will there be 11 SEC teams ranked at the end of the year? No, because they're going to start knocking each other off.
Well, that's
going to happen.
Yeah, what I'm referring to is Ohio State, Penn State, and Oregon all being in the top 4 there. And then how about Illinois just sneaking in at number 9?
By the way, let me tell you something. I watched a little bit of that Illinois-Duke game. Duke was handling them pretty easily in the first quarter and a half. Second half, completely different. Illinois just dominated the second half of that game, and that's a pretty good Duke team. I mean, it's not Florida State or Miami or Clemson, but it's a solid ACC program. And yeah, this Illinois team's the real deal, guys.
Yeah, once again, appreciate Jim there for our Inside the SEC segment, sponsored by Southern Heritage Bank. So now it's time to go over to the team that occupies our station right here at ESPN Cleveland 101.3, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, played Austin Peay on Saturday. I was impressed with how physical Austin Peay was. They did a good job of kind of matching our offensive line there in the first half. One of the craziest things about this game, though, it was moved up from a 3:30 game to a 2:30 game 4 hours before kickoff.
Due to weather, correct?
Yeah. How Kirby and them were able to pull that off? Like normally, you got to do that in advance, days,
like a day in advance at least.
But they did, and ended up halftime.
Hey, when George was writing the check, Jacob, Austin Peay said, okay.
Yeah, they did.
And how long? There was a delay there, though.
There was. It was until about 6 o'clock is when
I think the same thing was going on at Clemson. Same deal. They were both suspended about the same length of time.
They went into halftime and they never came out. But
and Austin Peay beat MTSU, by the way.
I mean, beat them handily.
It was 34-14. That should not happen. This AP team's pretty solid.
They are.
Yeah, and so. Really, again, like I alluded to earlier in the show, Georgia just hasn't shown a lot. The problem is our offensive line is banged up. Our starting right guard and right tackle both did not play against Austin Peay due to injury. Knowing Kirby Smart, we're not going to know. It's going to be one of those, you know how when they release the depth chart at right tackle, it's going to be like this guy, or this guy,
Yep,
this
right.
guy, this guy, or this guy. And we're not going to know who's going to be starting for that offensive line.
I mean, these days, man, fewer and fewer schools are issuing true depth charts anymore anyway. So it's always a rotating door at those positions anyway. But, yeah, so it's tough. I mean, you're going against a really good Tennessee football team, and if you're not 100%, that's always something to be concerned about.
Yeah, I've told people this game is – here's the thing. If I'm Tennessee, I'm sending pressure. So far in the year, Gunnar Stockton looks a little indecisive. He doesn't really he looks like he's going through his reads very well, in my opinion. So if I'm Tennessee, I'm sending tons of pressure. The problem is 2 starting corners out on their end. I think you've got a big mismatch there with Colby Young, who's 6'5", Who then you bring in Noah Thomas, who's 6'4". You got Zachariah Branch. Like Georgia's got some dog. They went into the portal and got some dogs at the wide receiver position,
and they needed to
And
after last
Tennessee's
year.
they're a little bit lacking on the defensive backside. I mean, you got McCoy's out, correct? Is he out for sure? Do we know?
Jermod, yes.
Yeah.
I thought he was out there. So they're a little thin at that position.
So that's their area of concern. Our area of concern is our offensive line. So to me, it's going to be who manages those two position groups better, because you're going to get what you're going to get with Georgia's defense. Georgia. There was 3 points that we basically handed them because we fumbled the ball on our own 40, and then the other 3 they came by it honest. Outside of that, Georgia's defense looks physical as ever. They fly around the football. Corners look good. Safeties look good. Tennessee's obviously going to put a lot of pressure on that. They're going to air the ball out. This is the most capable quarterback I've seen run Tennessee's offense since Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I think they're back into what they like to be.
Yes.
And so if that's the case, Georgia's got to be ready. And the key to that is stopping the run with 5 guys in the box. If Georgia can stop the run with 5 guys in the box and drop pressure back and keep things 10 yards in front, it's going to be hard.
And listen, again, it's ETSU. Tennessee running the football looked very efficient. Star Thomas had a great day, and then they got the freshman Morris some work in late in the game as well. But our Carnes guy,
Deshaun Bishop.
Yeah, Deshaun Bishop. Man, sneaky. I know you mentioned it last week, Jacob, people saying, he's not the fast. The guy is hard to bring down. So Tennessee's got a running back room. I think they're going to challenge Georgia up front because they've got a lot of faith in their offensive line. They're not going to ask Joey Aguilar to do too much too early and then kind of let the game evolve and see where things go from there. But, man, I think we're going to have such an exciting game on our hands. And you've heard, I think the consensus between the three of us is that Joey Aguilar is – as advertised at this point.
After 2 games, he is. Like I said, I think this Georgia game will really let us know if we've been fooled or he's the real deal.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason Georgia went from a 7-point favorite down to a 3.5 this week.
I saw that.
They've proved their point.
I heard some people complaining they didn't jump on it when it was 7.
Yeah, I mean, that's Tennessee is going to give Georgia everything. And really, I think Tennessee is also tired of. Since Kirby Smart took that job in 2016, you've got the hobnail boot game, but then it's been really kind of dominated by Georgia. The next year they come up to Knoxville, hang up 41 points and don't allow any scores. And then really it's been that same old, it's close early, and then Georgia just leans on you and they break it away in the second half.
Yeah, the Dogs enter this week ranked number 3 in the coaches poll, number 6 in the AP poll, and the Volunteers coming in at number 15, which is, listen, that's a big deal. 15 in the coaches poll and the Associated Press. For Tennessee to kind of just jump into the conversation after 2 weeks, and one of those games being ETSU, like the people are respecting Tennessee, but I think we're gonna have a little bit of a dog fight. Pun intended there between these two teams up in Knoxville. Of course, as we said at the beginning of the show, College Game Day has announced that they're going to be there. So what better time for you to take your opportunity to go to that game? 2 tickets from TVFCU for our Tennessee Ticket Tuesday will be given away tomorrow. And all you've got to do for your chance to win those Tennessee-Georgia tickets for this Saturday is text the Volunteer Ridipest phone line, 423-749-1013. That's 423-749-1013. Put your name and TVFCU, and you can get 2 tickets for that game along with 2 free Hardees combos. So that's pretty good deal there.
Rumor has it that you can listen to that game on multiple stations here.
That's it. Of course, the Georgia Bulldog broadcast will be right here. Pregame starts at 1 o'clock here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 with kickoff at 3:30. And then if you want the Mike Keith side of things over on Mix 104.1 for the Volunteers, pregame coverage starts at 1 p.m., kickoff at 3:30, all on Mix 104.1.
So you got Scott Howard over here. You got
That's right.
Mike Keith right across the hall here. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to be around this building on Saturday. I can't wait for that game.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. And here's the thing. Like, I'm excited to go.
Are you going to go up to see the game day?
I'll probably peek by. It's normally so packed. Like, I went up there the year that game day was there from Florida. it's normally so packed that it's just like not even worth. Trying.
Jacob's going to be the guy trying to kick the Pat McAfee field goal.
I wish that'd be awesome.
Hey, real quick before we go to break, we got to throw this out there because Jacob just lit our phones up over the weekend with this. He wouldn't leave me and Jim alone. But Missouri, a Missouri fan had a chance to bag $25,000 with a field goal,
a 45-yarder.
Jacob, did you see this?
Oh yeah, I did.
Did you say it was 45 yards?
I don't know. I never said.
Who can kick
It was
45
deep.
So with a chance to win $25,000. Instead, he opted to kick the football towards the Kansas bench. So he approached it like he was kind of doing like a practice kick and then just kind of turned on it and kicked it right at Kansas and then lifted up his shirt where listen, I'm not a big English guy, but in painted letters he had FKU, whatever that means, on his chest. So he was fired up to just completely waste the opportunity of $25,000 just to kick the football towards Kansas's team and taunt him a little bit, which I thought was very funny. And Jacob texted us about it, Jim.
I love it. That's the thing about
it's a fun place. Come on, Mason.
The passion of college football, it's second to none of any sport in this country. Listen, I can't talk about soccer. People out in South America and over there in Europe, I know they're kind of crazy for those sports. But here in North America, college football, you don't see that in the NFL. You don't see it in college basketball. You don't see it in anything else. College football is where the passion is, and I love it, man. I love those stories like that.
Yeah, it was awesome. The reason they're giving me such a hard time is because I sent the tweet, and then I found the video, and I sent the video to him the next day.
He questions our investigating skills, Jim. That's what it is.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it easy for you, man.
Listen, whenever you send something to us, hey, there's no hesitation. That's priority mail right there is what that is, Mason.
There you go.
We dig in. Hey, real quick, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have Cleveland High School head football coach Chris Brown on the chat with us. Also, probably going to cover a little bit more college football and throw in some Braves at some point as well. Not a great weekend for the Braves after getting that Friday night win against the Seattle Mariners. All that when we come back here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
Omaha, set, hut. This is John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway, announcing our year-end sales blitz. My team will do whatever it takes to win your business. Red zone prices and payments on every vehicle in our giant inventory. We're going to tackle every trade-in, even if you have months left or still owe thousands, and we're going to crush bad credit. Our lenders will say yes to you and yes to your situation, plus beat any deal from anywhere in Georgia, Tennessee, or Alabama. The only deal that I can't beat is the one that I don't know about. Don't miss this year-end sales blitz. Make the winning drive and score the best deal of the year. Come see me, John Davis, at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where trading your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Looking for the dealer who's gonna give you more. Kia of Cleveland Superstore.
Negative trade equity may be refinanced subject to lender approval. Expires month end.
KiaofCleveland.com.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Mix and match your favorite flavors like buttermilk ranch, honey mustard, and spicy. Endless combinations start with 2 warm tortillas, each filled with 100% white meat, juicy on the inside, crispy on the outside, hand-breaded chicken tenders. Any 2 wraps, now just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. These items only. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included. Visit restaurant for details.
Cleveland Tire Center, locally owned and operated for over 45 years. Cleveland Tire, your one-stop auto care shop in Cleveland. North Lee Highway, where the name says it all.
Listen up, Cleveland. The wait is over. Josh Porter here with Optimize You, the region's #1 hormone replacement clinic. We specialize in both men and women's hormones and are so excited to finally be here in Cleveland, ready to serve you. Find us online at OptimizeYouCenters.com. That's OptimizeYouCenters.com.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. Stop by today and take advantage of Bradley County's largest pre-owned inventory, or visit cleveland-nissan.com, home of the lifetime warranty.
Paying too much for home and auto insurance? Call AAA in Cleveland today to see how much you could save. 423-458-1536. Same great coverage, new lower rates. AAA in Cleveland. 423-458-1536. Discounts and savings subject to eligibility. Personal lines insurance underwritten by Member Select Insurance Company. Do you suffer from unsightly leg veins? Are your legs turning brown or swelling? Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Do you have restless legs or leg cramps disturbing your sleep? These symptoms are signs of bad veins. Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Find more information online at milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682 and get rid of those bad veins.
When you need a new roof, it's all about trust. Your home is too big an investment and you can't afford to make a mistake. Cleveland Plywood has the products and expertise you're looking for. Contractors have trusted them for over 50 years, and they carry only proven products from reputable suppliers like IKO. IKO Cambridge is one of the heaviest weight asphalt shingles you can buy, and their limited warranties are among the industry's best. Protect the investment you've made in your home. Go with the pros at Cleveland Plywood, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland. Call 472-3357. Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
When it comes to Mayfield Dairy Ice Cream, you'll never have a boring bite. Their limited edition ice creams, cherry chocolate chip and banana pudding, are inspired by traditional Southern recipes and seasonal favorites. Pick some up today at your local grocery store. And, we're happy to have joining us right now the head coach of the Cleveland Blue Raiders, Coach Chris Brown. Coach, how you doing, man?
Doing well. Thank you for having me, guys.
Man, I tell you what, I watched the entire game, called the game actually, and I was very impressed. Listen, Coach, you went up against a really, really good football team, and you hung with those guys all day. And I'll promise you, you'll not face a better running back than what Tullahoma has.
No, we knew this time last week that we were facing a criminally underrated offensive weapon, and their coaching staff, they do a great job of scheming up unique ways for him to get touches, and you know, they know what they have, and they showcase it well. So we knew we had a tall task, and he proved true.
Hey, Coach Brown, this is Andy here. If I could tell you to do anything, it would be to go smack your athletic director for putting them on the schedule this early. Like that's a solid Tullahoma team.
No, it is, and kudos to them. But this is Cleveland High School, guys. I mean, we're not, we are the type of program that plays programs like that because that's where we're headed. So you have to schedule strong teams if you expect your program to be at least aware of the level that you have to climb to, and that's what we did.
Watching the game, listen, I know the score doesn't indicate it, but you guys really hung with that Tullahoma team from the entire game in my book. What was your biggest take from the game, looking back at it now?
I just, we were once again, we found ourselves within one score going into the fourth quarter. And, right now, I think this is true anywhere I've ever been. If you can get to the fourth and still have a shot to win, then you've done what you should have done in the first three quarters. So, on one hand, I'm proud that we have continued to show fight and played well and putting ourselves in positions to be successful early in games. But we also see that we have to develop our depth, we have to develop our bodies, and we have to get to the point where we can finish those games out strong all the way to the end.
Coach, if you could pick out, one thing that you thought your team did well and one thing that you want to improve on going into next week, what would those two things be?
I think one thing I thought we did well offensively, we had Coach Barger had a great game plan, and I think our first drive was executed about as well as you could possibly do it. And, I thought that they did a really good job all the way around of finding ways to attack a pretty unconventional defense. And for a team as young and inexperienced as we are, to be able to play against a defense that presented so many different looks, blitzes, coverages, and really limited the amount of mental errors, I thought that was pretty strong. And then, as far as areas to grow, we're doing a better position of putting ourselves in the right position defensively. We just have to make the play. You can't miss a tackle for a negative or for a no gain. when you're unblocked in the hole. So I want to see us continue to make progress in our ability to make plays at the point of attack and not just be in position, but win the position, win the moment.
You talked about that first drive, and we said the same thing when we were calling that game. Do you script the first drive?
I don't do anything offensively. That's not. I hire really good offensive coaches to do.
Do they script?
No, I'm John
do they script the first drive?
Our offensive staff, and it does start with our offensive coordinator, Coach Barger. They do such a good job of trying to predict what they're going to get versus the formation they put on the field. So I know they're not beholden to the plays exactly as they are, but I know they have a really good plan of attack for how they're going to present their formations and motions to a defense every week, and then they adjust from there. So there's a little bit of a yes and a no there.
Coach, we need to get you on the phone with Billy Napier down there at Florida and let him know sometimes a good head coach just hires a good offensive coordinator.
That's the secret to management is to hire good people underneath you and get out of their way.
Let me ask you this, Coach. When you got Maryville coming up, what are some things that you've learned in these first 3 games that'll help you going into that Maryville game?
Well, we've played 3 games, not to be redundant, but we've gotten 3 games of experience under our belt. We've played 3 quality programs too. It's not just like we're playing small ball or lesser teams. I mean, we've went against some solid programs, 5A and higher. So for us, it's just having that experience under our belt and then continue to take steps forward in what we do. It's always going to be about us trying to be the best versions of ourselves we can be regardless of who we're playing against. So as good of a program and as quality of a team as they are this year, and they sure are, I'm just excited to see what we look like in our fourth version of getting to go out there and do this season.
Coach, I do want to say this for our listeners. Obviously, no one feels great about an 0-3 record, but it's a very deceiving 0-3 record because, listen, week 1, you're figuring out who you are as a team, and we've seen kind of how you guys responded in week 2 up there at McMinn, leading most of that game, and then to go up and face a tough Tullahoma team. I want to give you your props and talk about just kind of the week after week development of your team is very visible to people that are really paying attention. It's easy to look at a box score, or easy to get on Coach T and look at something, or Max Preps, but the development and the process is taking place. So I definitely want to give you a shout out for that because you guys are improving week after week.
Well, I certainly appreciate it, but that's a testament to our assistant coaches and our kids themselves. And I don't want to sound like every coach who gets an opportunity with the media, but we have to be process driven. We have to be fundamentally driven, and the longer you coach your fundamentals, the better you get at them, and especially when you're holding your kids accountable to them. So, we're going to get better all year. That's just the standard and expectation, regardless of how many kids are brand new or this, that, and the other. That's just what we're going to do. We're not a gadget team. We're not a gimmick team. We're a team that's going to be built on solid fundamentals and just really try to do our very best to make our whole roster better at football every day. And I'm glad to hear you say that you see it. I know I see it, and I think our kids see it. But it's a matter of just managing our own expectations and just continuing to get better, focusing on us.
Coach, we've been talking about college football pretty much the whole show today. After you get done Friday and you wake up Saturday morning, what game are you most excited for on Saturday?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. It's be the 10U Mighty soccer game that I'll be attending, where my daughter will be attempting to be the Dennis Rodman of her league for the 3rd year in a row. That's the game I'm most looking forward to always.
Way to go, Dad. Way to go.
Dennis Rodman, man. Never thought we'd hear that name today.
She's a defender. She plays with an edge. Can't help but laugh at inappropriate times when people fall down. She is every bit my daughter. So that's the game I look forward to the most.
That's the kind of football he's looking forward to. Good stuff, Coach Brown. Man. Well, man, hey, appreciate you taking the time to call us and chat with us. And, of course, good luck this weekend. And this Friday, they're at Benny Monroe Stadium taking on Maryville.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you guys so much for all you do, and I appreciate y'all so much.
Yeah, thanks, Coach.
Thank you all.
All right, so we got. Listen, I like I said, I did watch that game, and the score really doesn't indicate. Cleveland played those guys toe to toe for a good portion of that game,
it's just that you could just see. Listen, I'll just say this. I thought Cleveland was very fortunate to be within one score for a good majority of that game because you could see there was Tullahoma's good. And they've got a running back, guys. I'm telling you, he would start he'd start at Baylor. I'm convinced he's that good. And we know how good. By the way, what happened to that Baylor game? Why did that game get canceled?
It was a weather delay.
Was it weather up there? Okay.
Kept getting some lightning and stuff, so they ended up just calling it. But and I try not, when we talk with Coach Brown, and I hope he's listening, because I try not to bring up, everyone's aware of what they lost off of that team from last year. When you have hardly any senior leadership on a football team in 6A high school football, it is tough. No one gave them a shot this year. This is year one under Chris Brown, and I've said it. We've all three said it. They're going to continue to get better. We've seen Chris Brown's track record as a head coach.
They were way better against Tullahoma than they were against Walker Valley.
Week to week, they are a better team. Like, I know Jacob and I are calling a Walker Valley game last week, and we get a score update from at 2 weeks ago from when Cleveland was up at McMinn, and we look at each other, and the first thing I said that score can't be right. See if you can find it, because someone told us the score. Yeah. Jacob pulls it up and finds a feed. Sure enough, hey, Cleveland's leading this game.
21-19, I think, for the longest time.
So to say that they're not improving, and you get on Facebook and you see the jokers that show up just to watch on Friday and run their mouths, to see all that stuff out there. And, yeah, I'm calling you out if you're listening. Those people, like, this team's getting better. This guy's doing a good job, and those kids are developing. That's all you're looking for in year one. If you're me, I'm not worried about overall record, and so far I'm impressed.
I'll be honest. I haven't been able to focus since you called Maryville.
Listen, I don't know why I did that either. I never say that.
I can't. I'm still kind of.
Did you see me even kind of look at you like, why did I do that? Maryville.
Thank you.
Monmouth. You ever seen a Monmouth?
I'm gonna give Andy some props there. He owned it. You know, normally,
no doubt.
Normally the old married couple would bicker about that for 5 minutes, but he owned it. I'm proud of you.
Hey, let me say this, okay? And I said this on the broadcast. My biggest thing is, if you're a Cleveland Blue Raider fan, don't give up on these kids.
No doubt.
Continue to support them. Go out there and
show
yell
up to the Benny,
man. Show up this Friday and cheer them on. Yeah, they're playing Maryville, but
Merville. Listen, if you have any complaints, direct it at Athletic Director Al Morris. He'll handle all of it.
Do you say Whitwell or Whitwell?
Whitwell. Yeah, it's Whitwell.
No, but seriously, show up and support these kids. They deserve it.
That's it. Hey, let's talk some Atlanta Braves coverage real quick here. Braves on the Drive brought to you by Mayfield Dairy. Sean Murphy, it was announced today, is undergoing a labrum repair surgery. He's going to be out for the rest of the season, but he will be ready for spring training. Sandy Leone has been called up to fill his roster spot. Chris Sale, the man, is back Friday. Looked phenomenal. Very solid game from Chris Sale. 6 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, 9 strikeouts. Wasn't able to get the win because the offense didn't come around until late in the game, but the Braves did get the win Friday 4-1. Unfortunately, they got crushed the next 2 games, 10-2 in Game 2 and 18-2 in Game 3 yesterday. So hopefully the Braves can move on from that. Acuna continues to slump. He's got to get some things figured out. I hope he pulls a Michael Harris here pretty soon and just looks like a completely different person, because this does not look like the Acuna that showed back up at the midpoint of the year, excited to play baseball.
You think the big dumper's going to win the AL MVP?
Listen, if he keeps
I think he deserves it.
If he keeps hitting the ball out of the park, he should.
I mean, he's playing the toughest position in all of Major League Baseball, the catcher. Yeah, I'm a big Cal Raleigh fan.
I like him, big dumper, no doubt. Also today, Atlanta claimed Alexis Diaz off waivers from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
My condolences.
They're attacking that waiver wire, though, are they not? Braves have been all over it, giving guys a shot, seeing if they're appropriate for a fit in the future. So tonight, the Braves host the Chicago Cubs down there in the A. On the bump, Bryce Elder takes on Shota Imanaga. I can never get his name right.
John Smith.
Imanaga. Got it.
Just say John Smith, and everyone out there listening.
Shota Imanaga. That's who they got. 7:15 tonight on Mix 104.1 pre and post game right here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Correct?
We got Monday Night Football.
That's right, Monday Night Football. Right. So the Braves game will be on Mix 104.1. No ESPN. Sponsored by Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland.
Okay, did any of you guys see the end of that Buffalo and Baltimore game last night?
I know. Yeah, I know our listeners love college football, but that had to be We probably watched the best game of the season in week 1.
And I don't think it could be. I don't think it could be topped. I really don't.
I'm frustrated because I told you guys this before we went on air. I watched most of that game, and my daughters were like, "Hey, can we watch them?" And I look at the score. I'm like, "Dude, the Ravens have this game in the bag," and I let them turn the TV and watch something else while I sat there doing my stuff. And I woke up this morning and did not. I was like, they had to mess this up. There's no way. And sure enough, Bills 41, Ravens 40. Unbelievable comeback.
It's the only time in NFL history that we've had a 41-40 final score in 106 years of the NFL. Isn't that crazy? I love stuff like that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. But, hey, you want to throw the ticket giveaway out one more time before we get off here?
Yeah, once again, for your chance to win 2 tickets to the Tennessee-Georgia game from TVFCU's Tennessee Ticket Tuesday. We're giving those away again on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. Your chance to win both those tickets for this Saturday's game. All you've got to do is text the Volunteer Ridipest phone line at 423-749-1013. That's 423-749-1013. Text your name and TVFCU for your chance to win those, along with 2 free Hardees combos.
Love me a Hardees combo. Had one this morning.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, good Monday edition, fellas. It's been fun.
Flew by again.
We're going to get back at it tomorrow. For Andy, Jim, Jacob, have a great day, everybody.
It's time for a Don Ledford of Cleveland traffic update on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Don Ledford Chevrolet Buick GMC, located on North Lee Highway in Cleveland. Or visit donledford.com for details. Don Ledford, where we say yes. It's on-time traffic with Commander Chuck.
Good afternoon. Cranking it pretty good right now with that normal volume there, starting over White Oak Mountain, pushing on up towards the Cleveland, Bradley County area. A couple of wrecks still out here in the clearing stages. Got heavier on 24 through Moccasin Bend as it continues to build on 24 through Lookout Valley towards Dade and Marion County. Hey, Rick's Lock and Key, Chattanooga's leading locksmith. If you get locked out, call Rick's Lock and Key in Chattanooga. That telephone number is 892-1700. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center, here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441.
Heading into your Monday afternoon, temperatures will remain below the average with a high of around 80 degrees before our low temperatures drop back down into the 50s overnight. Rain chances are looking slim to none, if we see any at all, for the rest of the week, as temperatures will stay in the lower to mid 80s until Thursday, with temperatures crawling up closer to the 90s by the weekend. For the latest, download the Local 3 weather app. With the Local 3 Storm Alert Weather Team, I'm meteorologist Hannah Sky.
Your current Milligan Vane temperature is 78 degrees. MilliganVane.com.
The difference between an average morning and a Hardee's morning is hearty goodness that lasts till lunchtime. Like Hardee's smoked sausage biscuit. Split Hillshire Farm smoked sausage on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. And our Frisco breakfast sandwich with cherrywood smoked bacon or ham on toasted sourdough. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
When competition is fierce, sports injuries happen, and Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Saturday sports clinics are available at our Chattanooga and Cleveland offices from August 23rd through November 8th for the treatment of non-emergency orthopedic injuries like sprains, strains, and fractures. Doors open at 9 a.m., no appointment needed to be seen by our highly trained physicians and clinical staff. Saturday sports clinic dates are subject to change. Check sportmed.com for the latest information. That's sportmed.com.
Need cash? Check. Behind on bills? Check. Unexpected car repair, broken appliance, surprise vet bill? Check, check, and check. Time to check into Cash, your one-stop money shop. Check all the boxes all in one place. From payday loans to flex lines of credit, we've got solutions that move with you. The process is simple, quick, and designed to get you the help you need fast. If you've been approved, you can leave with cash in hand. Check Into Cash also offers check cashing, money orders, wire transfers, and even gift card buyback. Check your worries at the door and check into a store to apply. We have stores in the Chattanooga area, including Cleveland and Athens. Or visit checkintocash.com to get started today. Check Into Cash. We fund today to make a better tomorrow. Subject to state regulations, eligibility, credit check, underwriting, and approval. Rates, restrictions, and fees apply. Visit a store for details.